JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, man killed in Salt Gully, St. Catherine. 45-year-old Kurt Nemard, a labourer of Salt Gully, St. Catherine, was shot and killed in his community by unknown assailants on Friday, March 18. Reports are that about 2:20 p.m., citizens heard explosions and summoned the police. Upon arrival of the police, Nemard's body was seen along the roadway with gunshot wounds. The scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue. The police are investigating. 5 arrested. Illegal gun and money seized in St. Catherine. The police on Saturday night arrested 5 people and seized over $700,000 in Above Rocks, St. Catherine. A motor vehicle was also seized. The police reported that about 8:30 p.m., they received information about suspicious activities involving a motor car with persons aboard. A roadblock was set up along the Above Rocks main road, and the Toyota Axie was intercepted. The police say the vehicle and the occupants were searched, and they found an illegal gun and a large sum of money. The 4 male and female occupants were said to be from the Above Rocks community, were then taken into custody. Boogie to answer to wounding with intent charges. A Clarendon resident has been charged with 2 counts of wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after he allegedly shot and injured 2 people at a business establishment in the parish on Monday, March 7. He has been identified as 25-year-old Nicholas Gidar Singh, otherwise called Boogie, of Salt River Main Road in the parish. Reports are that about 7:30 p.m., a man and a woman were at their business establishment when Gidar Singh, armed with a handgun, pounced upon them and fired several shots. The police said both individuals were taken to hospital where they were admitted and treated. On Thursday, March 17, Gidar Singh was positively identified on an identification parade. It was subsequently charged. However, his court date is being finalized. Children among several people injured in crash along Rosehall Main Road in St. James. 2 children are reportedly among the injured following a motor vehicle crash along the Rosehall Main Road in the vicinity of the Barrytown intersection in St. James. The condition of one of the children is said to be critical, and the child was rushed to the Falmouth Hospital by passers-by. Reports are that the child has sustained serious injuries to the face. According to reports, about 7:05 p.m., a Toyota Noah motor vehicle was transporting 8 people, including the driver, in the vicinity of Montego Bay from Falmouth. Upon almost reaching the traffic lights, the vehicle was median and overturned, which led to the occupants receiving a variety of injuries. There have been reports of fatalities, but a number of other passengers were said to be seriously injured and were taken to hospital for treatment. This accident comes just days after a security guard lost his life in an accident in almost the exact location. Exactly 2 weeks ago to the day, Rupert Hutchinson, a passenger in a Nissan 80 wagon motor car, lost his life when he slammed into a Mazda Premisi motor car. In that instance, the Mazda Premisi rode the median and made its way into the path of the 80 wagon, which resulted in Hutchinson receiving fatal injuries. Convicted Jamaican drug smuggler sentenced to 10 years. The authorities in Antigua and Barbuda sentenced a Jamaican man to 10 years in prison on drug-related charges. The police report that Everton Pinnock was convicted on 3 drug-related offences following a drug bust in July 2020 when Pinnock, who was then 55, and another man, Patrick Boyle, 49, were jointly charged with possession of 59.75 pounds of cannabis, drug trafficking, and importation of cannabis. The controlled substance was found in vacuum-sealed packages hidden inside television boxes, which were in a container addressed to Burrell. Pinnock was reportedly working for and living with Burrell at the time of the offence. However, the charges against Burrell were subsequently dropped due to a lack of evidence against him. But Pinnock's matter made it to the High Court, where he stood trial before Justice Stanley John. In his testimony, Pinnock, now 56, claimed that the drugs were sent to him in a barrel by his nephew, but he was not informed until it had been sent. At some point, he introduced Burrell to his sister who lives in the United States, and she began sending items to him. Pinnock claimed that on one of the occasions his nephew called him and told him he had sent some weed in a barrel and it was in transit. His police statement also indicated that he had spoken to his nephew in an earlier conversation and told him that he knew someone from whom he sourced weed. The accused's lawyer Wendell Robinson's main argument in closing was that Pinnock did not arrange for the drugs to be sent, but was told about the dispatch after the fact. The prosecution rebutted, saying that the very fact that Pinnock admitted that the drugs belonged to him and were sent to him is enough to convict. Justice John agreed that there was enough evidence to convict the father of 7, and whether or not he was told of the drugs after they were already sent was of no consequence. In delivering the sentence, the judge said that the Jamaican embarked upon a plan with the aid of a relative in the United States to import a large quantity of cannabis into Antigua and Barbuda. The judge said the charge of possession of the controlled drug carries a maximum sentence of 7 years imprisonment. He, however, used 6 years as his starting point and went down to 4 years and 6 months upon considering the convict's previous good character. For importing the drugs, the adjudicator's starting point was 8 years out of a possible 10-year sentence, and 5 years and 6 months was his final decision in relation to that charge, having considered the aforementioned factor. He, however, used 6 years as his starting point and went down to 4 years and 6 months upon considering the convict's previous good character. For importing the drugs, the adjudicator's starting point was 8 years out of a possible 10-year sentence, and 5 years and 6 months was his final decision in relation to that charge, having considered the aforementioned factor. As it relates to drug trafficking, Pinnock was sentenced to 10 years behind bars and was also fined 50,000 EC dollars, which will result in an additional 15 months being added if he fails to pay the fine. As it relates to drug trafficking, Pinnock was sentenced to 10 years behind bars and was also fined 50,000 EC dollars, which will result in an additional 15 months being added if he fails to pay the fine. Drug trafficking carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. The sentences will run concurrently. NSHB recipient gets new home on her birthday. Unity and Hope permeated the Euros Claremont St. Anne residence, cheered for the birthday girl Andrea Riley, whose smile was rivaled only by the sun, as Prime Minister Andrew Holness handed her the keys to a brand new home on Friday, March 18. Riley's new home was constructed under the new social housing program, NSHP, which falls under the umbrella of the broader Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program being spearheaded by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. It was constructed at a cost of $4.2 million and consists of 2 bedrooms, a kitchenette, a bathroom, and a living room. A reserved but happy Riley noted that she was feeling blessed to be a new homeowner. She added that she was looking forward to enjoying the unit with her 11-year-old daughter, who she says is excited about her new home. Speaking at the event, Riley thanked the Prime Minister and expressed thanks to God that she could receive a house on her special day. I would also like to thank the team from the ministry. You guys are a blessing, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll take care of this house the best way I can, she vowed. Riley also thanked everyone involved in the completion of the house, including the construction team from Jack Den Group of Companies. Construction manager Jack Den, Nigel Moore, said the construction was a labor of love, despite having to be meticulous about the timing of dropping materials at the site due to challenges with the terrain. The main challenge was the terrain, because once it was a drizzle in the night, we can't access. We ordered building materials and waited until about 10 a.m. in the morning and get the material up here because by 2 p.m. it would start to rain again, Moore said. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Anne South Eastern, Lisa Hanna, lauded the NSHP. Prime Minister, I want to thank you for the program. It is a good program, and it should be chartered that regardless of whoever comes into government, that this program is continued, she emphasized. She noted that when this program was conceptualized and we got the information for us as a constituency working together, it was clear to us that a woman needed to be helped. So the bulk of what we do in this particular program goes towards helping our single working class mothers who are finding it difficult, because if they have their own key and shelter, it means that you can break generational cycles of poverty if you give women a shelter of their heads, Anna stated. Members of Parliament across the island play an important part in the program as they identify and submit the names of individuals who are in dire need of proper housing to the O program. So far, 3 social housing units have been approved for the St. Anne South Eastern constituency. In addition to Riley's unit, another house is 85% complete, while the foundation has been prepared for the 3rd unit. The NSHP, which was established in 2018 by Prime Minister Holness, was developed to improve the housing condition of the country's poor and disadvantaged population by providing quality, affordable and sustainable housing. Location chosen for the construction for market in Portmore. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, says the location has been selected in Gregory Park for the construction of a modern market in Portmore, St. Catherine. He made the disclosure while addressing a community meeting in the Gregory Park Square on Friday. According to McKenzie, the state-of-the-art facility will be built on a 12-acre property to meet the need in the Portmore area. We'll be building a modern market, and this market is for the benefit of the people of Portmore. Gregory Park has been chosen because the lands are there. We have the location right here, he said. The minister said further details will be provided when he makes his contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament. Meanwhile, Mayor of Portmore, Leon Thomas, said the Portmore Municipal Council is giving up the lands of the market as the authorities in support of the development. Member of Parliament for St. Catherine East Central, Alondo Tarralong, said his constituents welcome the new development. As a government, it is not our intention to box food out of anyone's mouth, but to provide an orderly way in which persons can sell their products and persons can purchase their necessary items, he stated. Mackenzie added that Gregory Park has been selected as one of the communities in Portmore to be a part of Paint the City, Paint the Towns project. The initiative is aimed at generating employment as well as beautifying and upgrading town centres. 26 new COVID cases in Jamaica, 2 deaths reported. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 26 new COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths on Sunday, March 20, bringing the infection total to 120,565 and total deaths to 2,969. The new cases comprise 17 females and 9 males, with ages ranging from 0 months to 73 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine 7, St. James 7, Westmoreland 5, Kingston and St. Andrew 3, Trelawney 2, Clarendon 1 and St. Mary 1. The deceased are a 73-year-old male from Hanover, whose death was previously under investigation, and a 78-year-old male from St. James, whose death was previously under investigation. The deaths occurred between February 2021 and August 2021. There were 76 recoveries in the last 24 hours, bringing the total to 80,330. Currently, 50 people are hospitalized, 1 of whom is severely ill, while 1 is critically ill and 9 are moderately ill. The Health Ministry reported a positivity rate of 5.1%. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.